Hello, y'all. Happy Monday. Thank you for the hype train. This is a PNG that I am. It's very outdated. I made it around the same time that I made one of the illustrations, and then I updated the clothes, and then I just never went back to it. But I think we may as well dress up a little bit. Thank you. I need to update it, but I hope y'all are doing well. Welcome in, Sophie, Timby, and Haru. Let me start with the shout outs while I try and get some music starting, at least from the game. Wow, look at that! Episode 1! Hi, Morgan. Not like this. Hi, Morgan. You're looking dashing as always. Yeah, good time zone. I hope y'all are doing well. Haru is taking notes. I don't know how to do things. I was gonna look at the bonuses last time. Which I think is not this. Wasn't there keychains somewhere, or was that? That might have been somewhere else, actually. Oh, well, I started episode 1, so we're gonna go to right into it, I guess. Alright, what is this? Let me know if game audio is okay. It'll be in the phone menu. Okay, got it. Thank you. You can choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. Sure. But also customize phone. Oh god, there are fidget tubbies. Oh, you can change the phone case too. Sarah! I have it? I have credit? From what? Oh my god, look at you! Hello, daughter. You mean the fidget duckies? Oh, I see. Wait, doesn't that mean I'm not actually supposed to be using them right now? Sorry. Supposed. How do you speak? How do you pronounce things? Don't worry. Okay. I won't worry about it. Let's do... Sure, let's do high roller mode. Go big or go home, right? Yeah! Let's go! Time-sensitive choices, you can double their duration or disable them entirely in the settings menu. Okay. I need to do that right now before I forget about it. Time-sensitive... Turn off. This episode contains testimony segments. Objectionable. Words or clauses will become red when you prepare to call on them. This additional hinting can be disabled in the settings menu. Okay. It's to encourage risk-taking and discourage saves coming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery. Sure! Welcome to the high roller tables. Enjoy the thrill. Woo! We will enable tutorials because I don't know what that means. And it's always better to have things to skip than to not know what's going on. Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. Wanted to thank you for coming over? Figures you'd notice. Anyone could tell something's bothering you. You're the first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? Damn, the high roller. Woo! No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy. Well, you know, I forget to save all the time, so this might inspire me, motivate me to save more. That's a first. They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts and yours. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? In your shoes? Probably curse them out. Yeah, I could see that. Is there anything you want to ask me? No. Not even for a favor in return. No favors lost between friends, I say. That sounds like a toast. I'll drink to that. Haha. Why not? To friends. I'll raise a glass to that. Hello. Blast him. What? Vandalism detected. Incident log. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area. Beep off, copper. Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. Hi, Morgan. Is that RoboCop? He doesn't have the double chin. It's not RoboCop. You do something new with your new uniform? Good morning to you too, Morgan citizen. New profiles. Oh, the Sarah charm. Are cute. I haven't even met her yet, and I love her already. Oh, wait. Okay, it's different. She is 175 cm, AB minus as always. Her occupation is criminal and defense attorney. She likes trigonometry, rooftops and bonfires, dislikes sunburn, baths, and karaoke. She exercises by swimming, and she has a hidden talent of baking. When asked about her body count, she says you cannot ask someone that. Oh, true. Don't ask somebody how many people they've killed. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it. Must be the new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalization that just took place. Hello, Azzy. How are you? Welcome in. Let me move my keyboard over. Oh, you were playing Dread! I hope you were having fun. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty. Scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Well, really? I feel like Dredge isn't that bad of a horror game, but... Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at them. You don't get to ask about— What do you mean? I don't get to ask about being scared. Oh, you have a fear of the ocean. I see. That actually makes a lot more sense. We left you with mitts. Listen. I honestly truly believe that Dredge is more fun with less sanity. Because then you can see the things that you are supposed to see. Instead of, why live a normal life when you could have close to no sleep and you can see the void fish in all its glory? I ask you. Actually, having Mafia Shiki out is pretty appropriate for this conversation. But yeah, it makes sense if you're scared of the ocean, since you're literally playing a fishing game. On the water, on the open water. The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So, does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it? The leakage will dry shortly. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Wow, this description is so nice. Waxing poetic. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. I feel like this is only possible in the city, where you kind of just lose yourself in the crowd. Yo, 61! The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on break. The robot tilts its head to the side. You can't work the piler without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know. Take a load off, will you? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man already walking away tosses a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers on every street corner. At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion, loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare martial law when I wasn't looking. The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Okay, sir. Wanna throw hands? Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy and up-down even on the worst days. His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pool as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter. Oh no, that's just... A woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at a hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm. Bots do have jobs. But who pays? But who pays the bots? The employer, I guess? And where do bots have bank accounts? Do bots have salary? Are they paid? Is it a volunteer job? I have many questions. While a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk her around the block, get her some air, would you? Apparently this call can't wait, and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Me when I start tipping my toaster. Here, have a coin. Have a penny. They're no longer manufactured, you know, so it's a collector's item. What are you gonna do with it? I don't know, melt it into your coils? It'll be good maintenance. Or your toaster. Alright, copper is a derogatory term for an automated dependent. Particularly ones licensed by or operating under the authority of the state. Wow, I would hate to live here. Clanker, chrome dome, microchip breath. Okay, mouth breather. Arguing that anti-mechanical sentiment constitutes an expression of prejudice. Under all but the most radical interpretations of hate speech law, however, prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things. Okay, people, animals, or corporations. Wow. Corporations are living, sentient things. But not ads, not androids. Not things with bioorganic matter in them. Okay, sorry, mods. I think I read this already last time. I did. Okay. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers, if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. Legal designation for any intelligent electronic entity. Think? Yeah. That also happened last chapter. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else, you're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit much. I missed it, what? But I went out last night, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. Okay, it's one of those killer things. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer L30 my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service. It's a nice night. Perfect. For killing. Hi, Fide. Buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. If only it was if only it was impossible for androids to get depression, that would be nice. No mental illness. Today, I'm going to buy a gun. Of the Devil, episode 1! An idle mind. Let's go! Wait, what do other people call you? No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have knocked? Hello? Sup? Corny. I'm sorry if you do. Dusk personality setting 6. The cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I've probably forgotten more about... Wait, no. I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I can't speak today. Every time. Every single time. I bet you can. I'm doing well. I hope you're well. Oh, you said you're doing good, Yippee. I'm glad. Get settled and grab a blanket. It's gonna be a comfy stream. This is Of the Devil. And we're staring at our very pretty main character right now, who is trying to buy a gun. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be... I see. You're a lawyer. So I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defense. Oh, I agree 100%. Winter is better than summer. You can bundle up. Be comfy under layers and layers of blankets. We have a wide selection of options for self-defense and a variety of sizes and calibers with spread and PA fire options available. My bad. PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed, it'd have to at least be small enough to... This would go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. I need a mag rail. Word. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force which slings the slug fast enough to miss the limb at over 30 meters. Are you kidding? A slang term meaning to shoot or to kill that originates from the bloody spray produced when a modern firearms projectile makes contact with living tissue. Wow. And it's safe? Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their toolset, to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect! How do we get started? Oh my gosh. Morgan really went, wow, this gun sounds like the most difficult gun ever. I'll take it. 10 of these, please. Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill. So, is there anything worth checking out around the shop? I don't know, you tell me. Yeesh. Would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer, it's scannable. Stagnancy theory? Really? They get a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here. Okay, Corbin Cawthorn, real name withheld, offers to take you on a deep dive into the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in his groundbreaking and controversial seminar. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road. Their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search engine optimization and customer experience design. Oh my god. Woo! That's heavy. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish. Or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. Hate these kinds of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI and made me the happiest I've ever been. How term limits are anti-democracy. Woof. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it is. Probably. Someone left a datapad out here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware vulgarity. Internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief known as Lobo has seized a cache of vital keystone data files belonging to the Tetra Metallics group, according to a press release from the mining conglomerate. The thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Files were quickly flagged and quarantined. Lobo's latest manifesto has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data arbors. There's also a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Tetra refused to confirm or deny. Reports that the data impacted only their billing services. Market prices for rare earth metals surged as supply halted and demand rose. Lobo again. Or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, so long as they're a genuine threat. And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lovell's politics making demands for de-escalation. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. Reading comprehension, let's go. But unless the rare earth metals powering all our batteries and fueling all our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. Wow, it's like oil. There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro apartment flippers. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged. Okay, before we continue, quick check. We have read these. There should be Lobo. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? We tried to process your request, but Lobo beat our ass till we ragdolled. The big bad wolf is here. You are welcome. For clearing out this cache of soy slop before it could clog your brain's arteries any further. To whatever dumbass dishwater script kitty they yelled at to come fix this, a word of advice from your superior. I own that password suggestion algorithm. Want to resecure? Try this. Relax your shoulders, stand up from your desk, take a deep breath, and then firebomb your own servers. Literally cheaper for you at this point. For the rest of you slack-jawed screen lobotomies looking for a little excitement in their search history, find a pig and rip their throat out. That'll teach you how to run with a wolf. Lobo is king. Terrifying. The Animate 16 is the latest android, and we think it's the greatest machine the world has ever seen! This is all ad. All of this is ad. I'm not reading the rest of that. I'm sorry, we've received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation, and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, Dr. David Asher, has passed. What? Proprietary Vantage Automated Dependent Management System, along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or... No, they wouldn't risk fake news? But why? Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language. Misinformation, maybe. Trying to... Authored many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Asher is dead? Damn. Even the desk is speechless. Including the popular Desk series of smart UIs. That's very sad. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only. Understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit? Debit. A or B? C. Oh boy. Morgan, you're so cool. Gun was light. Lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy. Greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I like about them. Their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them. Either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Morgan's apartment. Does she know Asher? It sounds like she knows Asher. Didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for my lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. To the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend, David. Ah, shit. Oh, no. October 28th, 180 centimeters, 68 kilograms, blood type is O minus. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics. He likes street food, crowds, and fashion. Dislikes brain freeze, driving, lint. The eyeglasses were custom designed by Fiamma. The shampoo is expensive, and his sense of humor is unique. The news might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble. Auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes. David Asher was blah 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 blah, though he retained the original patent on the Turing solution for the rest of his life. He was famously unlitigious. Okay, so it was just very quickly edited for past tense. Got it. Reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. But there's nothing about his death. Not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing her up? A phone call? Better not be work-related. I'm not in the right mood. Hello? Girlie? You look flustered. I have no idea what voice to give you. There are so many girls in this game. I don't have that many girl voices. Uh, Morgan, hey, thanks for picking up so fast. She's Jessica Starling, who asked me to call her. Hi, Jess. Hey, listen, I need to... I've already seen the news. What? Oh. Oh. Of course you have. Duh. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just... With the company and their people and all that... Do you work there? You do work there. Executive assistant at Noble Electronics. She likes... dancing, buying shoes, reselling shoes. She dislikes hangovers, soft mattresses, and machismo. Oh, machismo. Her charm point is her earnest smile, and she relaxes by bar hopping in the lower wards. She's the best at reading the stock market. Right? It's actually kind of hard. There's so many people. I do think they all stand out. Like, they all have very different personalities, and you can feel it. You can read it in their words. It's just hard to find voices for them when my own voice range is not that big. What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made. For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant. About 1,000 other noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed, but it's alright, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things. Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a streamed Chiron. What difference does it make how the information gets to me? I could have stumbled upon his corpse myself and I would feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway. Yeah. If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get, maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. And I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened? The police, they think that he took something. Suicide? And the police are already involved? They say it was some kind of poison, or... God. Noble's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in the city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days. Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you. Of course, Jess. Whatever you need. Whatever you need? A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. And it's not like my day was really salvageable anyway. I'd like to bring you up here to David's place. What do you mean? There's something I have to give you. Man, I sure hope Jess doesn't die. You're not handling his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before... No, and I'm sorry, it's not like that. Before he... Oh, she has an inhaler and I'm gonna guess that's a heart rate monitor. Ooh. No, please, don't hold back on my account. David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work-related, but he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done. I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often, or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming over all this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to our request. Which means we're gonna take it. Swing by my place with the cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity. Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait! I almost forgot! What is it? You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you? Oh, what a character. In transit. The autocab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway, steadily and suddenly all at once. Not so much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. The canopy's always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added on to, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make, but the end result's still ugly. And it feels like it could fall apart at any moment. You okay, Morgan? You look a little carsick. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her text now, she'll just send more later. Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Asher on the news. Currently texting with a witch. Who is this? Rip. Thank you. We're trying to be sincere. For the shot. Ha 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 ha. Okay, Noctis. We all have our strengths. We love witch? Okay, I believe. God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Is this Emma? It can't be. The color's wrong. Why does all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me? Mom? Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect. Oh my god. True, true, went the train. This is amazing, actually. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful, oh my god. Well, this explains many things about Morgan, including why she's a psychopath. When you weren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world. Wonder where I picked that up from. Not from me. I'm pretty sure you were born muttering insults under your breath. 1 second. I am going to zip up my hoodie and then fold my cat into it. Hello? Please fold. I say while Noctis presses everything on the keyboard. Go. Go in. Go in. Leg in. Leg in. Okay. Back leg are in. Front leg in. And front in. Okay. You want to hang out by the in. Eat it. You don't want to be here? He can't decide if he wants to be on the keyboard or in my hoodie. The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues. Good morning, boy. Oh, I don't have a coat toggle for this one yet, so I am going to refund that. Actually, I can just move to... Let me move to my usual PNG. Thank you for the care kit. I'm gonna take it during the ad break later, which is in like 5 minutes-ish. Hey, you can stay in there. Let me just motivate you a little bit more by giving you a treat while you're hanging out in there. I'm gonna keep the Mafia one? Okay. Mafia coat when I update it and fix the pose, because the coat does not do well with that pose. I'm also wearing the wrong shirt. You are sitting on my hip bone in a really awkward position. Are you sure you want to do this? Okay, where is my... Okay, he doesn't want to be here. Okay. Bye-bye. I tried. Oh. Careful. Excuse me. I hope you're doing well, Mai. I hope you had good sleep. Did you ever have dealings with Noble? 10 out of 10, shift in the convo. Subtle as a car crash. Subtlety doesn't work on you either. Well, it might. If you were good at it. XD. This is me asking you for advice. Oh my god, no way. Okay. I guess this never sunk in. Because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients were all celebs. They're rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likeness. Is it really that different? Oh, damn. The lights in the PC were still on. EB. Did you fall asleep before you could turn them off? That's so funny. If you hear crinkling, that's the treats. That's the cat treats. I'm trying to get him to sit in my lap and he does not want to. He just wants treats. Buddy, I already gave you dinner. Sit. No, you don't want to sit. You're gonna scratch me? No, no treats. Yes, treats? Yes, treats, but no sit. Okay. Well, I hope you got some things in your factory. Question mark. Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. The Megs don't like people seeing them at all, period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to beeping. Gross. Hard workers with a lot of stress to vent. Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer? I don't know how I feel about them being close enough to talk about this. Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got shit deep into corporate intrigue. Why? Cause I got... Oh! I don't know. I don't want to know what that is. God damn it. Hard worker. Lot of stress to vent. Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. I'm gonna let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look. Corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts. Puffing glue and playing roulette on their phones. While fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just cause Asher was your pal. Damn. My actual advice is... get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there fast as fuck, boy. That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. Oh, it's not actually her mom, it's... I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? A dignified ceremony where the body's sent out to sea on a boat. Then, they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Should've worked smarter, lol. And if you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. Oh my god! Wait, which is actually kind of hot? Why is everybody hot in this game? But also, the whole like wine aunt with the sweet dreams and the glitter font, that's amazing. What is that? Why do you have that? It's because of climate change. Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only had my eyes closed. Because all you old farts had your cameras as flash on. Morgan? Something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. Victoria Masters. And she has a prosthetic arm. I love her. She's cool. I can't figure out what this part is. Is it it's an artificial vocal cord? No way! That would be really cool. Sorry, not singular, plural. Artificial vocal cords. Depends on the time of day. It's true, water weight can make you really heavy. Okay. Ads are starting soon, so I'm gonna move to the BRB screen, grab some snacks, some water. I'm gonna go grab the cat again. Maybe. He has left me. And we will be back in about 3 minutes. we're back. Victoria Masters. Her occupation is lawyer to the rich and famous, also semi-retired. She likes handsome men, pretty women, and expensive liquor. Love a bisexual. Just likes clingy people, prudish people, and flying commercials. Her jewelry is 24 karat, her age is difficult to verify, and she smokes cigars, Death 13 cigarettes, and other adult stuff. She's so cool! We've got a couple more minutes of crawling through the cannabis guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown, or better half. Flaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses, stacked upon penthouses, and a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there, it's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops. Themselves surrounded by media and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm. But if the storm's coming either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you've got a second, I was curious about that headline. I saw that headline, by the way. The one where your warm android saved that soldier's life. Oh, yeah, pretty feel-good, don't you think? So folks at the company must have been high spirits lately, I take it. That's what I thought when I first heard about it, but I don't know. Maybe upper management's never happy? Because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign, telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving staff around for anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. They didn't campaign for military? That's weird. All the corporate power and money in the world, and they're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together? Oh. Well, I started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid-low management. Sorry, Warrens? Oh, that's just what we called the company dorms back then on account of all the people. Plus it was underground. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry. Is that normal in your industry? Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Oh dear. That's a little concerning. Noble spent most of the 21st century chasing consumer tech trends like wearable smart UI interfaces. That's redundant. Smart user interfaces. Only pivoting to androids during the 2070s amidst the decade's economic upheaval. Struggled to break through until David Asher revolutionized their products with his Turing solution and the technological breakthroughs that followed. They have secured a third of the automated dependent industry global market share with their desk hologram interfaces and Animate series of upper middle class luxury androids in particular, helping them grow at a momentous pace. Recently, they've been going into biomechanical androids, initially met with skepticism, but the Animate 16 is projected to reap record profits for Noble over the next 8 quarters. Except David, of course, but I mean, he was the best. Yeah. One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Asher walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto. Said I should come work for him, Dr. David Asher, directly. On a random Tuesday morning, like I was nothing. He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway. Yeah, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. Yeah. When did you last speak with him? In person? Thursday afternoon. The day before yesterday. He seemed normal. I mean, I didn't... You still don't really know anything, Jess. You're right. Thanks. I need to put on my gloves before I make my fingers bleed again. I'm having a pretty... Yes, this is totally the real reason why I wear gloves. Your life has been kind of stressful lately, so my fingers are wrecked with all the picking and everything. Gloves help me not feel that there's something on them because it's wrapped in fabric and I also don't see it, so less triggers to start picking. Thursday's the last time I saw him. That was when he asked me to meet with you. I'm guessing you've already been to his place? Yeah, it's a real mess over there. It's that bloody. Oh god, no! Not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the liars. Each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. It's very, It's a very high productivity atmosphere is what I mean. When were you able to get over there? Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me. Last night? They said they needed my help sorting through all his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes. He's been dead since last night and they've kept it under wraps that long. I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. So, you found out last night. Right, last night. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I should have told you as soon as I found out. Really? It's alright. Did you see anything? No. I still haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP, and that's where he passed, so... But, well... I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the liars. They and the rest of the company people seemed pretty entrenched. Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. So, what time would that have been? I guess I got there around 9 p.m.? Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Sent my last blah at 9:13, see? Gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning. It me. God, Jess. I can do that to your phone? Lock you out of social media? Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock, or off the clock but on company property. Then they can remote all my tech, yeah. How convenient. That sound dangerous. So if I got in at 9 p.m. I guess the rest of the company people had been there since 8:30 p.m. I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak. I see. He died after he reached the hospital. That's unexpected. This face is so good. Good luck at work, admin. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the ER, but other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize most any patient within a few moments. And Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or hard to think about, I know. Yeah. Or hard to believe. Jess, I have to wonder. What kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days? Right, of course. He asked me to give you something. Something? Is she trying to build suspense? Right, it's just some, well, I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea? He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he has this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker or a false wall. And all he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside? Right, he was very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight into your hands. Handle it in person, he said. Strange. This is all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid. But David was never paranoid. Even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday. Any passed last night. Friday. Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met he'd already decided? It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know. You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it. Oh no. 10:34 a.m. July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building. Latia. Lobby. And I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders and around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quickset wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about at the edges of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? Well, there've always been people with strong feelings about our products. Android stepped forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfailingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Yep, David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees, too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble, wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning, and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. They don't actually do that last part. You mean it's not part of the course? They don't actually have a crematorium? Oh my god. Crematorium, I think. How much do you want to guess they have Noble insurance? Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit, actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. Oh my god. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life. And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints? No, absolutely not. So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company? My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. It won't need to go near the actual, is it still called a crime scene if it's technically not a crime? Thank you for the care kit. I do actually need that. Everyone remember to stretch, unshrimp and hydrate. Lots of reading. Whew. And a lot of high voices. I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse's basement. But we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to rise straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk into his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay. So if we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him... Hey. Oh my god, it's London! The man, the myth, the legend. Hey, ladies, look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else by and we won't be able to maintain. Huh. You're that lawyer. Morgan. You caught me, detective. How long's it been? How long's it been? Feels like it's been ages. Oh dear. Not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. She taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm? Detective Reyes is around. Why? You miss her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Jess, darling, meet homicide detective. I forgot how to say that again. Kasim, London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise? As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, wow, me? Sweetheart? Okay. Oh no, London's bad at remembering birthdays. Something wrong, Starling? Huh? No, nothing wrong. But close as we are, I still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules. So there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity? You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition. How old is this guy? Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't really rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then when my back acts up. Oh my god. Go! Oh no. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning. Detective, I'm here on a private matter. The deceased wasn't your client? No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict? You two knew each other. Mm-mm. He's That's not. Oh! Right, it doesn't say, right? Yeah, no, it doesn't say. That's so funny. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences. Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help. You sure rally fast. Jess? Right. We have this clearance here, Detective Sir, from legal, which allows us. That's alright, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now. Wait! We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, Detective. Alright, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up... He gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops. Plenty of folks at hand, ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions? Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me. Okay, have I read everything? I've read everything. You look tired. How long have you been here anyway? I cannot relate. He said two things. Since this morning. But civilized folks don't call it morning when the streetlights are still on. Even if he got here around 1 or 2 in the morning, that still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break. I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards, I sure hope so. Think I can sue for elder abuse? How old are you? Not that kind of liar. Sorry. Ugh. You would lose, though. I already regret asking. Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway? The man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation, as far as we know. So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry, but if you're asking for details. No, thank you. We're not letting them make this into a parade. Yet. We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He declined to say victim. Detective. Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash. Yeah, well, sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other? Sharing your toys? Some of the younger ones are bristling. But I always play well with others, counselor. And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security? Derogatory slang for a mega corporation or one of their employees. Ooh. Jeez. They've given us access and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system. Top of the line coverage, top to bottom of the building. The size of the data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide. Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to a building's net, but that's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. You know, I'd heard the rumors. Never put much stock in them, but it's true. Asher really never owned a single android? Never. Oh, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be his own lip service, refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse's security cameras. Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. Uh-huh. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Some people felt that way, sure. So do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain? You already know the answer. Yes, as are controversial, androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their jobs because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Actually, scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless because unlike us, they're all insured. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True. Nice to have at least one thing we make in this country. That's right. Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. Alright, now, listen. I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here. But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment. So I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement. David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor, the roof. So its basement would be... Second to last floor if you want to be technical, detective. The point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow, an escort. Like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Huh? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. True to his word. London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside, and its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail having led them here, or have reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin. The Misunderstood Genius of Dr. David Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention, the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work, with his eyes fixed ahead. 1032. Noble Employee Housing Building. Platia. Penthouse. This is... what? His laboratory? His shop, he called it. Go down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never... But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when other people saw it. If he was leaving things like this. He must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Isn't it the top floor, though? Why are we saying down here? Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. What, you want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call. We'll be in and out as soon as possible, promise. And whatever Dr. Ash wanted set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. So, oh! Look, if David had something to give to me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it. Understand? Of course. Great. After you. Right. Quiet as a church house immediately knocks things over. The phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but... Caught myself. I'm okay. But now doesn't seem like the time to correct her. I feel like we should give Jess some gloves. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise. always claimed he didn't have the time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and the subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine, said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he's still... Morgan, what's up? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see the place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Did you know marble needs to be treated, or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But our guy told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there, then? Yeah, stands out, I guess. Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. But the inhaler helps mostly, so... Aren't you going to open it? Open it? Don't you know the combination? No, I do not know the combination to David's basement vault. Oh. Oh. Oh no, how could I? He didn't tell you? Or give you a code, or... He gave me the code to get into the building. And the parking garage. But not the code to whatever this is. Hey. Wow. Blocked by a wall. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. You sure you want to tell her to do that and get her fingerprints all over everything? Right then. Bonk bonk. Oh, it's definitely locked. Looks like it's a Tethys Basic Secure Anti-Hack Anti-Digital High-Rated Code Panel. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password's limited to 6 characters. Tethys? That would be funny. Only 1 million possible combinations. Maybe I'll get lucky. Some chances, but what the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? Okay, hold up. What do we know about David? He has a unique sense of humor. We'll go with this. Nothing's happening. Okay, that was dumb. I don't really want to dwell on why I thought that could work. Forget it. There's a different terminal over here. Cotter Security Systems according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room? Damn, it's password protected too. And the code's 64 digits long? What's the point of a camera system that's harder to crack than your literal vault, you egg-headed... Okay, yeah, a programmer probably would care more about his Internet of Things than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. Guess it's the 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick. And whatever other felonies I get up to in my private time, I've never pulled off a bank heist before. Only tool I've got here is my head. But what do I know? I know whatever David put in the safe, he wanted it kept secure. And I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way that I would be the only one who could get to it. David liked games. And he really liked beating me. Though if he's left one last puzzle for me, I don't mind going another round. Investigate! Taking a closer look, this is a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. And these weights, they're all set near to the max. If Noble hadn't appointed him a nutritionist along with his stylist, David would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up these numbers. In which case, the digits on weights could be a clue. But there's too many and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? Did you just set all the weights to max because it looked more neat? He could have. This must be his spare liquor cabinet. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And a lot of bottom shelf swill. The kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an undergrad programmer could love. Nostalgia's sweet like that. Overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. David's wine collection, still towering over the room. Don't know why he'd buy so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like the stuff. Maybe just to fill out all these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was a Murdu Cap 81. Could be significant. Except vintages only list the year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for the code. It's a very big painting. And it's impressionist? No, cubicle. Cubist, which is still incorrect. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. It is not. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. Totally cubicle. Predator is an oil on canvas painting. 11/25/58. Wait. There was a... He used a hunting knife to cut the singular massive canvas into 3 separate pieces. When asked for comment, Mr. replied, "My works are not complete until they've been signed." Okay, if you say so. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche? Amongst gauche? Amongst the cubicleists? Well, we have it now. Should I just try to crack the code? Yes. Let's try the, 11/25/58. The date the painting was signed. A password that is and isn't left in plain sight. Nice one. Hey, Morgan, what? How did you get it to open? What is that? I turned back around just in time to see a door finish swinging open with mechanical grace, revealing... Daughter! A girl. With a barcode emblazoned across her temple. Required by law to be plainly visible. It's an android, clearly marked as such. And yet, even standing this close, I could swear it's... Lori? I stepped forward and placed the back of my wrist on the android's brow. Warm. It must be a prototype for the Animate 16. Or maybe a prototype for the 17? Or 18? A biomechanical android with real human flesh. Cyberpunk and their girls in boxes. Sorry, biomechanical, yes, but it's organic flesh, not human. They're grown for lax Gemini cultures, but Sorry, I misspoke. Right, understandable, since you seem surprised, Chess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this one for a few years now? Warm androids like this one? I mean, yes, we have sorry, it's just that this particular model is it's very cutting edge. Bleeding edge, judging by the flesh in those cheeks. I think it's safe to say that we found what we're looking for. I think so too. That presents a problem then. Oh, do you not, approve? I've got nothing against androids. My concern is a bit more immediate and, well, practical. Practical? I don't know how to turn it on. Do you see a switch or something? Do you? Can we, turn it around, or? I poke the android's ribs. A little less give than I expected given its frame, but the rigidity is remarkably lifelike. What are the odds in this world that you can, like, tattoo a barcode onto an actual human being? You know? If you ignore, like, the part where, hey, maybe this is actually a bleeding edge android and she has a soul and, like, memories and whatever, and, like, learning capability and all of the fun stuff that comes with that. Do you think it's possible that Dr. Asher actually just kidnapped a girl and, like, tattooed a barcode on top? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I place my hand on the shoulder and give it a shake, but it doesn't budge. This thing has to weigh more than... Right. Androids mostly transport themselves, so people are always surprised to find out they're a bit heavier than they look. A bit? I'm surprised the whole room isn't slanted. There's no way in hell we're moving this thing without waking it up. Crap. First the vault, now this? I was able to guess the combination just by poking around. Compared to that, finding this hunk of junk's power switch should be a child's play. Oh, Morgan. Only you would call a bleeding edge android a hunk of junk. You retro geek. And I think I know where to start. Jess, I'm going to step back into the lab for a moment, alright? Huh? Oh, sure, there's gotta be a manual around here. Good idea. It might be some kind of prototype, but it's still got a barcode. Maybe you can scan its GIN number and find something in the company files? It's like a vehicle. It's like a VIN number. The wrist and cheek and collarbone and the wrist GIN number was bad. It incurred black backlash, it says, but smiles. This is why I wear gloves. Although actually, in my newest iteration, I don't have a barcode anymore. That hand just happened to melt off. Don't worry about it. Fake gin barcodes, fins, are one of the most commonly requested tattoos. Oh, I see. If it is a fake gin barcode, then usually reputable parlors will draw a line through the barcode. Interesting. Yeah, of course. All generic ID numbers should be paired with industry standard files on maintenance, tracking, power requirements. I somehow doubt that the enigmatic android taking a cat nap in a sarcophagus in David Asher's basement will have a user manual, but it can't hurt for her to try. And what was that? I'm okay. Broke a heel, but I'm okay. I carry glue. and I'd rather search the lab by myself. She's so girl fail. Now then, if I were David and I wanted to make sure that only one person would be able to walk out of here with that android, how would I set that up? These appear to be holding tanks for something, how should I know? No labels on anything, typical for a genius. But a nightmare for anyone trying to pick up after him. It's a lot more hard science than I expected in here. Centrifuges and glass and microscopes. Microscopes? Microscopes. Don't programmers do all their work with a keyboard? Surprise. Haven't seen one since college, but this must be a 3D printer. Of some sort. Feels expensive enough to make other printers look like soda fountains by comparison. Better not mess with any of the settings. I want to see what this is. Whoa! Diagrams of human anatomy. The hands are highlighted. The most developed part of the human body. Good for making stone axes and sending emails. Robots and frames can do just fine with claws or 3-digit imitations. But androids are expected to look like people and move like them too. Getting the hands right must be a big priority at Noble. That tree-like shape on the right is a neuron. Those branches receive input of varying weight, and then if the sum is greater than a certain threshold, the neuron fires. The 0 becomes a 1, and all the other zeros around it take that into consideration. Repeat that a couple billion times a second, and you've got the human brain. A computer powerful enough to simulate all of reality. I thought a little too hard about that sentence. And my eyes crossed. And I temporarily forgot how to read. That's the analogy I read in a magazine, anyway. Looks like a fairly normal computer. If I'm lucky, the security will be fairly normal as well. Boot up complete. Username. Vocal commands. David Asher. Morgan. Guest. Thank you for logging in as a guest. It didn't recognize my voice. So I can probably rule out a vocal command being the key to waking the android. Do you have a question? More than one. For now, though, what should I search for on his computer? Morgan. Search files for Morgan. 23 results on the local drive. I can work with that. Mostly phone book and social data, but I don't recognize this file type. Some kind of personnel format? Alright, pretty a little invasive, don't you think? That's the profile system. DNA and fingerprints? Okay, never mind. It's not the profile system. Now, why do you have that, David? My DNA isn't in any database. I've made sure of that. So he couldn't have bought this anywhere. He must have collected it himself from a wine glass or the like. It would have been easy to do. But why do it? Alright. I'm starting to get a pretty clear picture of what it'll take to turn on this android. I've got the what, or the where and how. I'll just have to manage. It's still just a piece of machinery. If it really won't turn on, I can always start hitting it. That's abuse. Morgan, there you are. I've looked in every registry I could find and every database I could get into, but I don't think this android is in the system. It was a long shot. Don't beat yourself up over it. Yes, but an android without the proper identification is... It's only buying or selling an android without proper identification that's illegal. And it doesn't seem like he ordered this online. I guess you're right, huh? We'll have it registered soon enough anyway. I think I figured out what we need to do here. Oh? If David really wanted me to have this, he would have left some way for me to turn it on. What are you thinking? David had my fingerprints and my DNA on file. By requiring both, he could be reasonably sure that no one was powering up this android without my approval. You've done a swab before, haven't you? Every month for the company. Apparently they're building a database on employee epigenetics, cross-referenced with... Oh, so you're gonna... My DNA and my fingerprint make the key. Now, where to find the lock? And? There was that diagram back in his shop. Was it meant to be a literal handshake verification? Huh, I thought that would work. Me too. Nulls? Boop? Morgan? Are you really going to stick your thumb up its nose? No, I'm not. If it takes something that silly to boot it up, I don't even want it anymore. I think I missed the snooze. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out soon. Maybe somewhere with a lot of surface area. The torso, the chest. I am not doing that. I don't want to do this either. Okay, well, the lips are one of the most sensitive parts of the body. Not the worst place to make a scan, even if it is gross placing my finger there. What is that sound? Ew. Gross. Still not doing it, huh? Come on. Do I really need to push? I'm not reading that. It's blinking at me. That's sick. You're sick. David Asher, Dr. David Asher, you are sick. And gross. Come on, man. Come on, man. Good morning to you, too. Daughter! We have acquired daughter! Yippee! I'm so happy! Look at her! Daughter! We're gonna go for a little more because I can snooze the ads for a little more so that we can talk to daughter a little more. And then I'm gonna end stream. Cute. Hello. I've never seen you two before. I guess we should introduce ourselves then. Hi. This is Jessica Starling. She works for Dr. Asher. I'm Morgan, a friend of his. Got all that? I understand. She is Jessica Starling, and you are Morgan. Last name unknown? No, Morgan is my last... Father told me about you. He did? Wait, father? David. You had it call you daddy? Wait, I need to save. I completely forgot. Oh dear. That would have been really bad. I am referring to Dr. David Asher. Are you confused? That's not the word I'd use. I'll throw a bone beyond the grave for the good doctor and just move this along. Did David say that he was giving you to me? Transferring ownership? Ownership? That is correct. And what else did? Mostly correct. Right. And what else did he tell you? Many things.
Can you specify?
I thought conversation was the first thing David figured out how to program. Did Dr. Asher tell you anything that he wanted you to convey to Morgan? A message you were supposed to pass on?
Yes. Oh.
Jess, I think it's trying to... Oh, okay. Sure. I'll give you I'll give you some privacy, Morgan. I've actually gotten about 14 messages in the last 2 minutes, so... I'll just head back up to the lab to take some calls, okay? Thanks, Jess.
Yes. Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome. Just the two of us now. So what do I call you?
My name is Sarah. It's nice to meet you, Morgan.
Trust me, the pleasure's all mine. So what's the message?
Father told me that I would be living with you from now on. And he told me that you would look after me.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Probably me squeezing my throat.
Should it?
A model this lifelike, with warmth and breath and something close to blood in its veins. Just what are you, anyway?
You forgot my name already? It's Sarah.
Oh my god! Daughter's sad! Morgan, how could you? What were you built for? You're warm, obviously. You're not one of those physical therapy models, are you?
That would be highly illegal. I haven't completed 500 hours of study at a state-approved massage therapy school. I haven't even completed 1 hour.
What purpose did Dr. Asher design you for?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You don't know why he built you?
No. Should I?
How can you not?
To you?
Would I be asking you if I did?
I meant, do you know why you were created? Why you were born?
Okay. Precious. Why? Why me? Why would you? Why are you doing this? You're a freak. A monster. What the hell's wrong with you? Please don't kill me. Please. Why? Why would a monster like you even I'm trying to be silly about it, but that's really heavy. Guess I walked into that one. I was starting to wonder if you even had the Turing solution. A programming dissertation by David Asher. Supposedly being the answer to all past, present, and future Turing tests. True to its name, David Asher's base code has yet to fail any Turing test. A test designed to determine if given answers come from a human or machine, applied to it with a success rate below 99.97%.
Father's framework for programming linguistics in artificial systems, and the body of work for which he first gained international recognition.
Yeah, an international Java.
Do you have an answer to my question? An answer as to why you were created? Why you exist?
Welcome's Razor. I'm here because my parents wanted me.
I see. Then I will give a similar answer. I was created because Father wanted to make me.
Can't argue with that logic, can I?
Can't argue with that logic. Father did say that you're a lawyer.
Yeah, that's me.
You're a liar, and I defeated you with logic.
World-class high-power attorney. The best defense money can buy.
So, do you catch criminals?
That's what cops do.
Do you litigate criminals?
That's what prosecutors do.
Then, do you fight for the underrepresented? Expose injustice? Sue corrupt corporations and officials?
I don't think anyone does that anymore.
Then, what do you do?
I'm a criminal defense attorney.
A defender of the innocent and powerless.
I love her so much. Daughter! Look at her smug face. Why is she drooling slightly? Uh-huh.
Do you also?
Now that you know all about me, what can you tell me about yourself?
I've never had to do that before.
Okay, we're gonna stop stream because this is killing my throat. And I am... Okay. That was... It's a little too much serotonin. I am very, very happy to have met daughter. Precious daughter. I hope y'all enjoyed all of the squeaks that came out of my mouth today. My throat hurts. I'm gonna need to figure out a better voice for Sarah specifically because I think this is just a hunch, but I think he's gonna stick around for a really long time. Wow, no way. In the meantime, we are going to go to cat because there is a cat whose eyes are literally closed, but he is staring straight at me. He says it's bedtime. But I will see y'all on Friday. I will probably be drawing. Maybe I will update this part now that I actually, this PNG, now that I actually have a reason to update it a little more now. But until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. And the cat is climbing all over me and biting me. Yep, sounds about right. Goodbye. Good night.